Welcome to the Wrestling So Cool podcast. My name's Cam. That's Mark.
Appreciate y'all joining in.
Before we get into this, you can follow us on Twitter at WrestlingSCool. Go ahead and take it over for the rest.
And for Instagram, it's at Wrestling Still Cool. TikTok is at Wrestling Still Cool 90. Facebook is Wrestling Still Cool. When you get us on email at WrestlingStillCool@gmail.com.
So this one we're going to get into is, I think this was the last ECW pay-per-view ever. It's
Yes,
Guilty
sir.
as Charged. Guilty as Charged 2001, and it took place on January 7th, 2001 from the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York, New York. There was a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for, controversy, because advertisements aired by Time Warner and In Demand promoted that Scott Hall was going to be appearing at the show until Paul Heyman had the ads pulled. I don't know if Scott Hall was ever supposed to show up, but apparently that was a thing.
I'm not aware of that, but it could have been. Who knows? You know, for the last pay-per-view that they had, it was a good one. So give them props going out with the bang, too. Just wanted to add that one in there. That was an interesting card. Very much so. But at least part of Scott Hall, I'm not aware of that one, though.
Yeah, this is just part of the controversy that surrounded the pay-per-view. And of course, in the beginning of the pay-per-view, we had Joey Styles in the ring with, I can't remember the other guys. That's the announcer. I'm blanking on his name right now. In the ring to try and set up for Guilty as Charged.
Yeah, I had his name written down too. Guess I lost that file. We apologize for that one. Sorry, I can't.
Oh, it's Joel Gertner.
Yeah. Good thing you run that up. Okay, good deal.
When I first saw him, I'm like, I feel like that's a guy from WWF, but you know, it is what it is. The first match ended up being Cyrus and Jerry Lynn, which Cyrus is our very own
Don Callis.
Don Callis. You could kind of tell too. You could see it.
He was also in the WWF back in the day too.
As the Jekyll, right?
Yeah, the Jekyll. Yep, he managed. No, he wasn't Jekyll. He managed. Oh no, he was Jekyll. I'm sorry, it was Jekyll. He managed Kurgan and
Yeah, the guys that were supposed to be like the snipers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like South Africa.
Should look at before we did this.
And Jerry Lynn now works with AEW as a backstage producer, against the Bad Street Boys, which were Christian York and Joey Matthews. Joey Matthews, you might know by a different name. You remember who Joey Matthews is? No? You with me here?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, do you know who that might be, Joey Matthews?
I thought that name sounded familiar.
Joey Mercury. From Eminem.
That was him. Okay, I thought.
Yeah. It was more or less when he came out. I saw Joey Matthews. I'm like, man, that looks just like Mercury. And
yeah, okay. I was right when I was thinking that too.
Mm-hmm. And the kicker about that is when I saw him with Christian York, I'm like, this is just Eminem they just replaced Christian York with Johnny Nitro. That's all they did.
Pretty much.
But
it was an interesting tag team.
Yeah. Basically, Backstreet Boys got attacked by the Baldies, which honestly, if I told you I knew who they were, I'd be completely lying to you.
Yeah, I'm not aware of them myself, honestly. This is a little bit different time period, different ECW certain only number of stars I know or recall from back then, but Baldies didn't ring a bell from that point in time.
Yeah, and ultimately Cyrus and Jerry Lynn won the match. It was pretty much a quick match because York and Matthews got beat down in the beginning, and Cyrus and Lynn just kind of picked up the scraps. I think the official match was probably less than 5 minutes.
Honestly, I did not rate that. Honestly, because it just didn't seem like anything was going on that I'd have to rate.
Well, okay, fair enough. I personally gave it a 4, but this is because I think it was setting up a story. I couldn't tell you because guess what? There's no pay-per-view after this. But at the same point, it's just like, okay, there's probably a little bit more of a story here with Cyrus and the Baldies and Jerry Lynn. My guess is that it would have carried on for a couple more months. The next match was Danny Doring and Roadkill against Hot Commodity, which was Julio De Niro and Easy Money with Chris Hamrick and Elektra on the outside.
I remember Roadkill. I remember him very much so. Danny Doring a little bit too.
I don't, to be fair. I don't know who they are. Never really could say that I've seen any of their stuff beyond this. Mm-hmm. I thought Roadkill, this is how out of the loop I was with ECW. I thought Roadkill in this match was 911. So, I knew they're both big guys. It's just like, all right. I was completely wrong on this.
Yeah, to really be fair, I'll be honest about to be honest with you about it. I actually did not at the time order an ECW pay-per-view. As well, honestly, no offense to ECW, but I was a little bit young to be ordering more of the hardcore style, in all ways hardcore style pay-per-view. My mom and dad wouldn't have let me. I watched what I could for a while on TNN, and I got away with that, but my family did it well enough to let me watch like WWF, WWE, etc. WCW before it obviously went under. So yeah, the pay-per-views weren't going to be a go for me to order. I was, at that age, I was barely making any money anyway, so we were only like 14.
About that. I personally couldn't order the stuff for ECW just because, it was just that. There's no way I would have been okay with it.
Nah, same here.
As a young teenager, it would have been WWF and the mud wrestling thing all over again. At about 2001, my mom kind of let up a little bit more, but still. The only way I've been able to watch ECW if it went on for 10 more years.
I just don't feel that.
Well, I mean, that legitimately, it's like, I tried to sell my mom on being able to watch WWF, and we flipped to the channel, and there's mud wrestling, and nope. The sad part is, like, I only know one person. I only know one of the people that were in the mud wrestling thing. I think it was Sable versus Cat, honestly, but I could be very wrong on that.
Sable back then, no. You talking about? Well, what year was that? You said. I'm sorry.
Like 98, 99.
I remember Sable being in that kind of match, honestly.
I know the Cat was involved because I remember Jerry Lawler screaming on the microphone.
Okay, that's fine. I don't remember. I don't think Sable was even in WWF at 99. No. Either way, it's I'm
gonna have to look that up now because I only remember.
Yeah, I don't think she was involved in that. Well, it seemed like she left in 98, or at least. But yeah. Either way. What's the next match we got going on here, man?
Did you give any rating to Danny Doring and Roadkill? Because we got off on a tangent.
Oh, I'm sorry. I give it a 6.
6? Fair enough. I give it a 5. Even though I was completely wrong about who was in the match. Pretty good. Pretty good match. There's a lot more outside interference than I thought needed to be there, but that's really it. And then that kind of goes into the next match. You have Nova versus Chris Hamrick, and now with Elektra. Nova was from Blue World Order, wasn't he?
I must sound terrible, but I don't really remember, honestly. I think
he was.
I remember Nova, but I don't know if he was in. But no, it was obviously Blue Meanie, Steve Richards, and
I thought Nova did the Hogan thing, like Hollywood Nova or something like that.
Might have been.
Because I remember Blue Meanie was more of a take on Scott Hall. The Stevie Richards was more of a take of
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did the Hollywood thing. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's correct. My bad. Sorry, y'all. Trying to go back in time with ECW.
Right, exactly. And he defeats Chris Hamrick in a very quick match. What did you think about this one?
I thought with the story and everything, and I thought it was 6 too.
This one I actually did give it a 6 as well. I like how they kind of blended together between the second and the third match, even though sometimes that can be overkill, like what you get with Vince Russo, where it seems like the same 6 people are outside near the ring for like majority of the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much like that. At least it had a kind of a cohesive story going through the whole pay-per-view.
Yeah, I was just a touch confused on how they were doing that match at first. I was like, okay, well, it was a good impactful match too.
Yeah, it definitely was. This next one I actually dug. I just kind of, with it being an I Quit match, I kind of wish it went longer. It was Tommy Dreamer versus CW Anderson.
Honestly, I did not know it was going to dub the I Quit match. Maybe I just didn't hear it, but I just like I didn't. It wasn't until I saw the referee had the microphone in his hand. But
they okay. They made a couple mentions of it during the match. That's the only reason it was sucking with me.
I guess I just didn't pay attention to what they're saying. I guess I was more into the action more than anything else. But I just didn't hear it being advertised or dub the I Quit match. So, but
and CW Anderson was given the name Anderson because he looks like part of the brothers, right? Okay, I thought so.
I believe so, but
he 100% looks like Arn or Ole, like he could be related.
Yeah, I understand that. It's it's I mean, he had the look. I can tell you that.
Yeah, he did. He looked just like him, and I thought it was kind of funny because a couple times during the match, you hear something along the lines where they call him the enforcer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's taking it a little too far. We don't need to be stealing Arn Anderson's gimmick here.
Well, I guess but they did that with I said with BWO, and it happens, but it's but
if you're gonna call yourself CW Anderson, you kind of have to stop there. You don't have to use the enforcer.
Oh, I got you. No, I'm not just disagreeing with you. That was like, okay, why are we calling ourselves the enforcer for? Only one enforcer. Yeah.
Exactly.
I thought it was an impactful match. It was definitely good storytelling, and it was to where they had some damn good action. And, of course, Dreamer, as usual, Dreamer won't die. And right. That was a good storytelling. I give it a 7.3.
I actually gave it a 7. That's what I was going to say. I actually thought this was probably, at this point, it was definitely the best match of the night. And overall, it's definitely way up there. There's only one match that I put above it, which you could probably guess which one that is.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going to. We'll get to that here shortly.
Yeah, but this Dreamer Anderson match was really, really good.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. I said great action, good storytelling. I enjoyed the character part of it, and of course, usual Dreamers will not die kind of attitude, and I'm never gonna quit, never. I enjoyed that so much. So it was it's all the way around, man. Dreamer always delivers.
With Dreamer, I was kind of hoping Raven would be involved at one point or another, just given their history. But I think this is the time that Raven was back with WCW.
Yes.
Either way, the next one was the